You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's R&B Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's R&B Divas After Show.
What's up, everybody? Bing is for doing, and we are doing R&B Divas Season 2, Episodes 1, 2, and 3. I am your host, Bamm Ericsen, and we're grooving to the R&B Divas theme song. I'm Bamm Ericsen. Please introduce yourself.
What up, Bam? I'm Megan Thomas, also known as Meg Scoop on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, then here we go again. I'm Larice, Shamar, my lovely host, Bamm Ericsen, and Meg Scoop.
And let's just put it on blast right now. Today's Larice's birthday.
Happy birthday, Larice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Larice. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
That was
your R&B Divas version?
Yes, it was.
Oh.
Okay.
Can I be on the show now?
Yeah, you got it.
You're such a hater, man.
I'm just
a hater.
If you just bring the pitch up a little bit.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay.
You gotta be like, you.
Yeah. You gotta do the hand.
You gotta do the finger. You gotta do the finger.
So okay, so let's first of all let's break down who the cast is. So you have Faith Evans, who's the executive producer and co-producer, executive producer. Her and Nicci Gilbert, are the ones who kind of put the show together. So Faith Evans, of course, she's a Grammy Award-winning singer. She's the first lady of Bad Boys. She's also the ex-husband of Notorious.
Ex-wife. That's okay.
I did. I'm sorry, I've been filming all day. She is the ex-wife of Notorious, Notorious B.I.G. And then there's Monifah Carter. She got her claim to fame back in the 90s through Heavy D, and she had the song Touch Me.
Do you really want it? That's how it goes.
I was like, damn. I was like, let's go in.
No.
Hey, hey, she is really feeling one tonight. She's going to sing y'all.
I am.
There's Nicci Gilbert, who's the lead singer of Brownstone, also a group from the 90s with the hits from If You Love Me.
If you love me.
Do It.
Say it first. You can't be a my supergroup.
5 Miles to Empty and Heard It Through the Grapevine, but they were also signed to Michael Jackson's label, the MJJ label. So yeah, that's trivia. And then there's Syleena Johnson, who used to work with R. Kelly. She had the big hit Guess What? And there's Keke Wyatt, who was her claim to fame in the 90s was she used to do duets with Avant, and her big hit was My First Love.
My first time.
But
Is it time?
Knock it off.
She's from Kentucky, by the way. Shout out to Keke and all the Kentucky people. Yes, represent.
I bet something that you didn't know. Did you know Keke, back when she was a kid, she was in the group Destiny's Child?
Was she?
I did not know that.
I didn't
She
know
did.
that either. Okay.
That's your history lesson for the day.
Oh.
PSA.
And then the new members are Angie Stone, who's of course, she's been in the game probably since the 70s. I Want to Get You Right On Back. Want to Get You. Yeah, that one. And then she's had Brother. That was her big hit.
Brown brother. Strong brother.
And she's also the mother of D'Angelo's child.
She is.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's nice.
And then the last one is Latasha Scott, who was one of the
Sorry, I love Escape. She's the lead singer for Escape.
No, she wasn't really the lead singer.
She was. Most of the time, it was her leading the songs.
Okay, well, she was one of the members of Escape because all 4 of the girls they led. So.
Well, I'm just saying she led a little more than the rest of them.
Okay, so
when I saw Escape, I saw 4 people.
Yeah. So
okay, that's fine.
name a song she led.
I don't know.
Who can I run to?
Who can I run to when I need love?
Stop. Okay, so what we're gonna do is.
What is R&B Divas? This would not be a legit show if we didn't at least sing.
I'm singing backup, okay?
I will cut you off.
Yes, thank you, Marissa. Let's get into episode 1. So episode was the introduction of Latasha Scott from Escape. And so what happened was they were going to perform at the Trumpet Awards, and Faith was not able to make it. She was stuck back in Los Angeles. And so that was their way of introducing Latasha Scott. And they all performed for Shaka Khan, who was the honoree. So what did you guys think of episode 1? So that was pretty much the introduction of Latasha, and there was the battle that began with Nicci and Syleena. So let's talk about maybe the Trumpet Awards first.
Okay, I will say I'm so glad they added Latasha. I love her. I think she's a great addition. She's a wonderful person. I like her vibe, and she seems to be really cool. And I'm glad they added some new blood this season, because I think it's good to kind of throw a new person, because you don't know how they're gonna be. So I like that part.
Yeah, I mean, like overall, like from last season to this season, I was kind of excited to see what are the changes. And like she said, Latasha is definitely a great change, because just her history overall, just being in the industry, you know, I think she would play a key role. But again, it just kind of add another spice, another attitude, because we don't know what to expect from Latasha.
I like that Latasha, she kind of came in quiet.
Yeah.
She didn't do too much. She just kind of watched and observed how people are first before she kind of get out there.
Yeah.
So I like how she came in and she was very quiet. She's respectful, and she wants the opportunity to try to get to know each of the members individually rather than just start.
He say, she say.
I think that's good.
Because and also with these that she said, one of the things is the women were talking about this big tour that they wanted to do with Selena's sister, who's her manager, Salisha. And for some reason, Nicci and Syleena don't get along with each other, and so that.
But I mean, it stems from the last season.
Okay. Yeah. From last season, Nicci says that Syleena mushed Monifah in the face. A mush is kind of like like this.
No, that's a push. That's a push. This is a mush.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
mush. You cross your nose and your eyes.
I don't remember that. Do you guys remember that?
I don't either. But Monifah did say that. She did co-sign and say Syleena did do something like that to her.
But Monifah also said that's her business. So
it's true.
Yeah,
that is true. Monifah's business. If Monifah's okay with it, then nobody else should have a problem. And I think that little fight is stupid.
I think the biggest issue that it's like everybody's always in everybody else's business. I don't like you because Bam don't like you. You know, instead of just being like, okay, well, I have my personal reason for not liking Megan.
Because you did something to me.
Yeah, personally.
And I think that's why Nicci's at fault, because first of all, Nicci, she didn't do anything to you. Technically, she didn't do anything to you. You don't like her because you feel like she is going to hit you, or she's mushed somebody, or she's mean. Like you don't like her for reasons that are hypothetical or something that she's done to somebody else, which is stupid.
I think Nicci does not like. I think Nicci just doesn't like her because they're the same.
Yeah,
they're both tall, big, strong women. They're very opinionated, and they always have something to say.
Vocally, they're almost similar.
Yeah.
Well, vocally, but just as far as the aggression, the loudness, because also there was a time in season 1 when Nicci did the whole thing and got into Selena's face.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a clash of the personalities.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't like each other.
Yeah.
And she's using the whole mushing thing as a reason
to pick on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Selena's at fault too, because I think, first of all, I will say that I did not like how the stuff went down for the dinner at Selena's house.
Yeah.
How she invited everybody, but she really didn't want Nicci to come. Don't ever invite somebody to your house if you're not going to make them feel welcome.
Absolutely.
And so when Nicci came in, you didn't have a seat for her. You didn't acknowledge her. You did. That was rude.
It was funny.
No, that was very rude. And I would have been already off my rocker if I was Nicci and I came in there like, well, you clearly didn't want me here.
I would have left.
I would have left. I'd have been like, you know what, this is not worth my time. I'm out.
I mean, but at the same time, you know, she's just kind of playing the role of as if like, oh, I'm just gonna invite you just to see if you come. But then she probably really wasn't expecting for her to come.
Yeah, that.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. If you weren't expecting her to come, then you don't invite her. That was her fault.
Yeah, you're right. It was kind of a shady, like, I'm a kind of invite her. I hope she doesn't show up. She's probably not going to show up anyway. So therefore, I'm not going to make room for her. I'm not going to have a chair for her. She didn't acknowledge her. And then once the whole argument came into place with the whole tour thing, they just started arguing, and then she was like, "Get out."
You know what that was a mush in her face.
That was an emotional mush. Yeah. No, that was wrong. First of all, Syleena, don't grab the cross that you have chilling on your wall or whatever to hold it in front of you like somebody is going to put their vampire fangs in you. She's holding that. That's very rude, number one.
You can't hit nobody with no cross.
Don't sit here, and you can't sit here and curse anybody out as you're holding a cross. What does that say about your Christianity, Syleena Johnson?
You can't hit nobody with a cross.
You can't. That's so rude. And then she kicked her out of her house. Like, she didn't do anything to you. You were rude to her first. So how are you going to get mad at her for just responding to your rudeness in your home? You just gonna kick her out? Okay.
That's a power trip, though.
Exactly, and that's why they have these issues.
But you know, also, if you go back to the finale of season 1, when they were at the Essence Festival, they were all supposed to introduce the act after them, and so when Syleena was supposed to come on, Nicci was supposed to introduce Syleena.
But that was, you know what? I honestly feel like that was a mistake. She didn't mean to do that. You get caught up in the excitement in the crowd. I don't think that was. But what she should have done afterwards, Nicci should have apologized to Syleena to her face, like, I'm so sorry. I got caught up in the moment and I completely forgot what we're supposed to be doing here.
Yeah.
And that would have been okay.
Because during the confessional, she was like, oops.
See? Yeah. And that's
so that made me feel like she really meant to do it, and she really don't care that, you know, she did not introduce her, and she really don't have to, like, she don't care about Syleena that much.
But even still, Syleena needs to let that go.
Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't introduce you. Guess what? You introduced yourself, so everybody still knew who you were. Let it go.
And for all of you guys who are new to this show, let me introduce some of the things that we do here at AfterBuzz TV. iTunes. So what you guys can do, you guys can go to iTunes. You guys can download our podcast as well as all the other great podcasts that we have here on AfterBuzz TV. And you can download, you can rate, you can tell a friend. It's all free. And then don't forget that now you guys can watch all of our shows on the Androids and Apple phones.
And all of your mobile devices.
Yeah, mobile devices.
Streaming live, AfterBuzzTV.com.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's get into episode 2. So episode 2, it can kind of continues on. This one was titled Oil and Water. And
hold on, wait a minute. I just want to say one thing. They killed that Shaka Khan tribute. Just so I want to. I thought they did amazing. What, you didn't like it?
I liked everyone's performance except for Latasha's.
Why?
Too much. She was.
That's what she does.
I understand.
She was running.
I understand that, but Faith Evans can run, Monifah can run, Syleena can run.
But that's what Latasha is. If you listen to her music, she's known for that. That's what
I understand that. I understand that she's known for running, but that day, that performance, her runs was not on point, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
I liked the Latasha.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm not saying.
So you can't say she can't do no wrong in her eyes.
I think she did great.
Well, I'm saying that she's a good singer, but on that particular performance, I just thought she was doing too much.
I mean, it just depends on. I mean, the atmosphere just kind of depends on what she feels. I think she's a great performer, and I think everybody did great for the tribute. But at the same time, I mean, I can agree to disagree.
Whatever, Larice. Boom. Whatever.
Well,
Can I get an opinion?
in episode 2, Faith returns from she returns, and so now she wants to be the peacemaker because this whole Syleena and Nicci has escalated, and so now Faith wants to kind of be the peacemaker, and Faith is really not the peacemaker type. So what she does is she wants to bring in Angie Stone, who's like the veteran. She's been in the game since the 70s. I think 30-40 years. So she's been in the game.
30. She ain't that old.
She's been in it since.
She's been in the game 30 years.
Okay, 30. Sorry.
We like
age the woman.
30 years, okay?
She's gonna be mad.
My bad, Angie Stone. So she's been in the game for 30 years. So Faith thought it would be a great idea if Angie was to come and talk to all of the girls, because she's been in the business a long time and she can offer advice to kind of fix this situation with the girls. And it all stems from Nicci and Syleena and this whole tour issue. And the whole issue became a factor because Selena's sister's the manager, and some of the women aren't comfortable with the sister being involved, because then you know their business and how much money they're making, so it just kind of makes everything uncomfortable.
You know what? Okay, so here's what I don't understand.
Okay.
Why is it that y'all can't just have a meeting? Like, that was... Salisha wasn't saying we're going on tour.
She suggested
all of us.
Yeah.
She didn't say that. She said there's an idea. There's a company a management company that, you know, they do this. They're interested in having you guys go on tour. That was it. So the next step should have been like, okay, well, tell them to pitch us how much we're gonna make, the days, what our perks are gonna be.
But you can't discuss that amongst everybody. It's like if they agree to do it.
No. I'm saying, what are the terms of the tour? When does the tour start? When does it end? So what I'm saying is, they need to have a meeting with all of these women and their management teams at the same time to put on the table. Here's the tour. Okay, these are the dates. We're wanting. This is how we're gonna set it up. These are our thoughts. These are the cities. This is an initial meeting.
Gotcha.
So they should have done that. They should have all said, okay, well, let's do that. Let's talk to this person. And then Nicci said she had some AEG Live wanted to do something with her overseas. Okay, fine. So tell them to come to the table too. Same meeting. They get the next 30 minutes to tell us what their package is going to be, what they're offering us, their dates, all the cities, all of that stuff.
Agreed.
I think the biggest issue is that just because it was Selena's sister and Nicci has such a big issue with Syleena, she just felt like it was a bad idea because as you kind of look through the episode, you can kind of see that Nicci's the one who's really kind of pushing the negativity, like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, and just trying to get everybody on the same wave of her to basically like, don't do it because like, how is Selena's sister gonna basically say we're gonna go on tour?
And then also,
just because she had the issue with Syleena.
We're going to go into episode 3 in a couple minutes, but in episode 3, as you're discussing this whole tour issue, Nicci never mentioned again the whole AG thing. So you kind of wonder, did she just throw that out there just to
spite them?
Spite.
I mean, even if she did, fine. Let her throw it out there. So you're saying that these people could give us a tour. Cool. We got a meeting set up on the 25th. Tell them to come and bring their package with them and let us know what they're offering.
Yeah, I just think the whole thing was just kind of over-exaggerative because nobody knew the details of anything, and automatically everybody was just like, no, I don't want to go on tour. But you don't even know like what's in it for you.
Yeah. And I think it was just escalated because of the tension that was between Nicci and Syleena at the house.
Now, let's talk about that. Angie Stone. I felt that Angie, her approach into the situation was not the best choice.
Why?
Her choice of words, and she's coming in from the outside, and she's hearing just tidbits of things, and so she's trying to give her opinion on something that has been brewing for months. She's not a
I know, but Bamm, but did she say anything that was incorrect?
Yeah, I mean,
What?
did you see when she got in her tone, which is why Keke Wyatt, charged at her the way she did. Like,
But nobody else
Keke
charged.
Wyatt is a hot
That's what
head.
I'm saying. Nobody, if you notice, nobody else had an issue with it.
Because I think that they were maybe not saying anything out of respect for Angie, but I personally, I'm on Team Keke's side for this one because
Keke's crazy.
Keke may be a little bit on the tick tick boom side, but in the instance with Angie Stone, I felt like Angie's tone was inappropriate to talk at these women the way that she did, and Keke gave it to her about I don't need to go on a tour to be relevant with an old woman.
Okay, and I think she used a poor choice of words. I can understand that. But I think what she's trying to do is it makes sense. These are grown freaking women that cannot get along over something stupid. Stupid. They're trying to make money, okay? The tour will make you money. So how about we just hash out the details? How about we be professional about it and let our managers discuss this?
Agreed.
Why are we over here fighting about this? You even see when they went to, what was it, in this episode, they try, when Angie's there, and you see, again, here goes Nicci and Syleena going at round 2. Again, why are they going off? Now Monifah gets crunk.
Right, because she's in the middle of it.
And Monifah, and I feel Monifah, I'd be angry too. She's tired of hearing this BS. I would be mad too.
But like I said, it's kind of still from season 1 to season 2. But the overall, it's just like, where's the maturity level at between both of these women? Because you're pretty much in your ages. I don't want to say specific age.
What does that mean? They're old?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
But I'm saying they're much older than...
They're not high school kids.
They're not 30 neither. But at the same time...
You're so wrong.
But at the same time, you got to kind of look at, like, where's there a stopping point to basically, like, hey, either we're going to be in this group and kind of make the money that we want to make, as if, like, like before. And that's, like, a lot of reason why a lot of female groups or even groups in general break up, because someone always feel like they're better than the next person. Everybody want to be the lead. Everybody feel like everybody is backstabbing each other. But the bigger picture is that, what are you doing now? Let's make this group and allow ourselves to be more.
They're not a group.
But they're going on.
I'm
They're
talking
going
about
on
the tour.
as a tour. They're going on
But
tour
that's
as a group.
different. They're not going as a group.
But
They're
even
still going as individual artists that just happen to be on the same ticket.
But even on a tour, how many tours have broken up because artists do not get along with each other?
Right.
So you got to kind of
look. In Vogue.
Yeah, I mean, so you got to kind of look at that. The bigger picture is that everybody's a solo artist. If we really want to make this tour work and be successful amongst ourselves, let's put aside our differences and be adults. Okay, everybody have kids. And everybody been in the industry long enough to understand that, hey, we have to work. Even if I don't like you, I can kind of hold my peace enough to basically go on tour for 20 days to make a check versus like just being belligerent with you over like, oh, you mushed Monifah in the face. Oh, you invited me to your house and you didn't have a seat for me. And now I'm still carrying on this hatred towards you because I don't like you for personal reasons. But it's a check. And then at the end of the day, it's green.
Right. And Larice, not only that, but because the two of them, Syleena and Nicci, are arguing, it causes other issues because now it's like there's so much yip yapping going on. Monifah, she's in the middle, so of course she has something to say, and then Keke, you know, she's like a ticking time bomb.
She doesn't want to do it, and I don't blame her.
And she doesn't want to do it, and I don't blame her. And then you have Latasha and Faith, they just sitting with their arms crossed,
like,
you know,
like shaking their head, like this is like
just shaking her head.
You know,
because you look at like even if they go on tour, if something as simple as this is happening now before the tour, and this is like it's happening when we can go our separate ways after we finish the conversation. But when you're on tour, there's no separate ways. Oh, we go in our room. I'm gonna have to see you next couple of hours because we got rehearsal, and it's like I still don't like you.
I'll see you in the next city.
Yeah, don't go to sleep. I got your toothbrush.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's just ridiculous. It's repetitive and it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Well, the fighting between Syleena and Nicci kind of came to a halt because for episode 3, it was based on the fact that Monifah was having her re-emergence back into music, where she performed in New York for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
And all of the women were there except for Syleena Johnson because it was her son's birthday. So there was no bickering, thank goodness, in this episode.
Yeah.
It was bickering because they was talking about it while she wasn't there, still about the tour.
Because
I was getting to that. So Nicci gets an email blast saying that there's a tour announced, R&B Divas, and so everyone's all upset. You know, everyone's getting their lawyers. Faith got her lawyer for a cease and desist, and so Angie brought up a good point during the confessional, which I thought was interesting that she didn't bring up amongst the women.
Yeah,
Angie said that sometimes media and publicists and PR people, they will throw something out there to the blogs to kind of get people to talking to see what people reactions.
Yeah.
So if they put it out there and people are talking about it, ooh, I can't wait. Ooh, well, let me go get my ticket. I can't wait. You know, let me find out when they're coming. Then that gives an incentive to say, hey, we put this out here. Okay, now I think we should capitalize on this. Now, although it was wrong, Angie made a good point, and so I didn't understand why Angie didn't bring up that point to the women.
Let me tell you why, because it doesn't matter. Let me tell you why. No, let me tell you why it doesn't matter. Because even if you put the feelers out there, before you put the feelers out, you have to tell the people that are on the flyer, guess what? We're going to see if people want you guys to do this tour. But you got to tell them that first. So I think that's why Faith was mad. She was like, hold on, I didn't authorize anybody to use my image, my likeness, my brand. I didn't even say I was going to do the tour yet. So before you put the feelers out, you need to see if I'm okay with it.
Agree.
And so that's I think what their issue was.
But at the same time, I look at it like it wasn't something from a blog. It was from an email that somebody sent her. So I don't know if that was the original creation. Like, oh, here's a flyer that's already been sent out. Or they probably sent her a flyer like, oh, this is what the flyer will look like if we actually promote the tour.
But
no, I don't think it was. I think because they said it went out to like multiple people. So I think they were saying that this is the tour because their bios were on there and everything. And there was no language that was like, hey, we're just sending this to you divas and your management team to see, you know, if you guys are interested.
And also, the issue why Selena's name kept coming into the mix is because they were blaming Selena's sister Salisha, which we find out she had nothing to do with it, but let Nicci tell it. She was always Salisha, it's Salisha, it's Salisha. So Nicci's still causing problems, and she's not letting this go.
I don't think it's going to be let go throughout the whole season because it's constantly going to be an issue between Syleena and Nicci because it's the ego factor of like, oh, I'm better than you, but at the same time, I can't stand you because, you know, because of the smaller issues and because of my dislike and my emotions towards you. Yeah. I'm not gonna let it go, and I think that's gonna be a continuous issue throughout the whole episode, the whole season.
And it's petty.
Yeah,
that's
I think
childish.
so too. But
and then hold on, she talks about her and says she's just a school teacher. What does she know? That was low. That was low. To all the school teachers of America, we love you and thank you so much for teaching our children.
So you love me?
You're a school teacher?
I was.
Oh, well, except for Bamm. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Thank you guys so much.
Well, let's get off Nicci and Syleena because I'm quite tired of hearing them.
Yeah.
But there were some other great things before we get into Monifah's performance and things in New York. So Faith, she was in New York, and so she was with Little C's. From Junior Mafia, and with her stepdaughter, which is Biggie's daughter. Yeah. And so they were walking the streets of Biggie's from is it St. James? He's from Brooklyn, but it's the street is I think it's James or St. James. And so they were out in the little neighborhood and telling Biggie's stepdaughter how everybody used to just come and show love to Biggie and what a huge artist he was. So nice. I thought that was nice because we don't really know much about Faith and Mrs. Wallace and how involved is she still involved with that her ex-in-laws. So I thought that was cool.
It was nice to see Little C's, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Man, he's very little.
He is. He still looks the same though. Doesn't he? From back in the Junior Mafia.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That was cool.
And then
oh Lord, we see Keke. Oh.
Okay. Keke.
I have so much to say about Keke.
Keke was in New York with Lionel, a lawyer. Londell. He was a lawyer for Little Kim when she went to jail. I forget Londell McMillan, I believe his name.
Yeah.
And so she's about to be a part of like a PR or management company. And at the meeting, Keke,
in true Keke fashion,
Keke does two things that I thought was inappropriate. The first thing that she did was she was burping.
She is just...
Yeah, I just felt like...
Burping is not bad, but you have to say, excuse me, immediately. She waited a while.
She did it more than once.
She did it more than once.
But even still, even if she was trying to be jokey, she still could have played it off and was like, excuse me, you got to say that. She laughed about it for a minute until she... it was a while before she said excuse
me. And the lawyer even asked, can you be serious in a meeting for 15 minutes? And then, of course, now she wants to get an attitude and she want to roll the nails. And she's like, try me. And it's like...
How old are you again?
Right. These are people that are trying to help you move your career forward. You have a hot single that you have with TVOne. You performed that also at the Trumpet Awards. And I just feel like it's not only is it inappropriate, but these people are trying to help you. And I don't understand why you do that. If you're in the court with the judge when she had the little incidents, would have burped to the judge? If you're in church,
I think I would have slapped a fine on her if I was a judge.
I just feel like you pick and choose your battles, and I feel that she does certain things because she thinks she can get away with it. But if she's in the court of the law, she wouldn't do something like that.
But I think she does it for attention. She says it in one of the episodes. She's like, I have that. It's all about me syndrome. Bad. And she recognizes that. Keke's a little, like she says, she's a can of dented green beans. She sure is a dented can of green beans. Yeah. And I think she's fun. She's lively, great. But even the Bible says, as a Christian woman as she is, there's a time and a place for everything. There's a season for it all. And she doesn't know which season is she supposed to be jokey at and which season she's supposed to be quiet at and serious. And I think that's going to cause an issue in her career, and that's something that's going to plague her entire career until she gets that. That's because nobody wants to work with a headache. And the way she treats her husband,
I was waiting.
He's like,
I was waiting.
I don't know how long that marriage is gonna last.
I was waiting to let you finish because that was the last thing I wanted to get to before we go to Monifah's.
Oh my God.
Okay, so Keke's husband, Michael, is also her manager.
He seems like a good guy.
He seems like a very good guy. And, in season 1, Keke says she had trust issues because of her past relationships. And mind you, also, Keke has 6 kids.
With her last husband, who, she had some issues with.
So, when they were having the discussion with the management team, there was a question that was asked to Michael. And she totally disrespects him.
She did. Yeah. Oh, she emasculated. Yeah. She emasculated that man.
And it's like, it's damned if he do, damned if he doesn't. If she asks him a question and he answers, she gets an attitude. If he doesn't answer, if he answers a different way, she gets an attitude. He can't win. And I'm sorry, and I don't mean to offend women when I say this, but that is truly the
Tread lightly. Tread lightly.
I feel that some of the things that she does causes men to not want to be around.
But
I'm not around her.
Yes,
she's married. She don't need men to be around her.
I'm talking about. She always talks about her past relationships. I'm not talking about the one that where the abuse was involved. But just looking at her and Michael, she's very disrespectful to him.
Yeah, and Latasha says that.
And
too.
Latasha says that too. But some of the things that she does is inappropriate, and I don't know many men that can tolerate that for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years.
Now.
What's your question?
I have a question. Is who's more at fault? Keke because she's emasculating her husband and she treats him like this, or Michael because she told him from jump that she was like this and he knew what he was getting and he still married her and he's still with her. So who's more at fault?
But at the same time, you look at the history of Keke.
Who's more at fault?
I mean, Michael's at fault for a lot of it because he allowed himself to put up with it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, this been Keke, and she's been like this in her past relationship, her past marriage. But this is just her attitude and how she is as a person. But overall, you just kind of look at like Michael feels bad for her because you look at the first season where like she really has a lot of these insecure issues, and he tried to basically like build her up. But you can't like build somebody up who's really just. I think mentally, like she just wants to play on the emotion of Michael. So what she does is like she really intimidates him because I think just because of the person
poking him, she just antagonizes
because
him.
of the person that she is, because she does have some type of success and everything, and he probably appreciate her for that. But at the same time, it comes a place when and where, but like you know what, like yo. You really got to stop being the way that you are. You want to be your man. You want to be your child. And really, like, she treats Michael as the child because she doesn't respect him at any manner at all, no matter if he is there comforting her through her hard times. And I think it's only going to get worse. I'm waiting for him to blow up. If he don't blow up, then I just feel like, you know what, Michael, you deserve what you got because at the end of the day, like me personally, I wouldn't take it, even though you are who you are.
He knew what he was getting. This is not new to him.
But at the same time, like
she's always been like this.
But at the same time, you know what you're getting into. But at the same time, you have to kind of put somebody in place.
Okay, and that's why I say I fault him more than I fault her.
Yeah, most
because
definitely.
He knew what he was getting into. He signed up for this, and he's okay with it. He doesn't ever check her. If you notice, he just kind of just lets her go on her little rant, like she'll be all right. So. I mean, I'm saying this. I'm not in their marriage. If he's okay with it, then fine, let it ride.
I mean,
but I just don't see any man being okay with that for a long period.
In all honesty, you know, it's not my business. If you like it, I love it. So what? Who cares? But just giving my perspective, I just feel it's a bit too much. And I will agree with you, Megan, that if he allows it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely he's just going to take that.
But at the same, yeah, okay.
Like, you can't say nothing about them.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We really can't. But let's
Keke, Lord, I'm just gonna pray for her. I love her though. She's very talented.
Yeah, and she has remarkable.
She's my favorite singer on this.
She's just a hot box. She's just a hothead. I mean, I like her, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, ooh, turn it down.
Mm-hmm.
She just needs to know she was in there.
But I don't ever want her to turn down her voice because her voice is amazing.
Yeah, she's definitely
and
a
I will
great
say this,
artist.
even though I love Latasha Scott, I will say I think Keke is the best singer on this show.
I think she has
her octave range is just ridiculous.
My favorite, Faith is one of my favorite sopranos of all time. But Keke, I definitely like Keke. Keke definitely has a great range. But speaking of great range, let's talk about Monifah and her performance. I thought that was cute that her partner, because they're not married, are they? No, they're not married. I thought that her partner, she introduced her and she came out and she sung really well. I was really surprised that she hadn't performed in New York in over 10 years.
Yeah. Right, her
like,
hometown.
What has she been doing?
I don't know.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
Working at Cheeseburger Shack. I don't know.
Yeah.
What she been doing?
Enjoying life.
Yeah, so it's really good to like really see the women, back doing what they love.
Yeah.
And what was really cool about the performance is on the closer, she invited all the R&B divas to come up to close out with her hit song "Touch It," and Keke got up and played the drums. She was killing them drums.
I was like, yo, that's what I'm saying. Keke is so talented. If she could just get her mouth together, she would be all right. She's amazing. I mean, she killed. I thought it was gonna be like some ding, ding, ding. No, she had the.
When they had showed the previews that she got on the drums, I was like, "Oh Lord, what is she gonna do?" But she got on them drums like a true Church of God in Christ girl. Okay, she hiked her, she hiked her little pants up, and she was
took her shoes off.
Yeah,
Man, she did it. That was cute. That was really good.
And so it was good. So that at least they ended on a great note. And so next week we look forward to some more stuff. So
more drama.
Yeah.
Lord, I'm gonna have to sigh and woosah on this next episode. If it's been like any of these other episodes of these people fighting back and forth.
Yes, because now they're gonna get to the bottom of this whole E-Blast with this tour promotion. So
yeah,
it should be interesting to see.
But you look at like Angie Stone made a great point. Like they're being all negative about the tour, but they don't even know the details of the tour, and they don't know how this actual tour can help benefit their career. Because actually, everybody's trying to come out with new music, do more performances, solo performances. But here's a great opportunity for y'all to really showcase your new music, and I think that everybody should take it if the money is there.
Okay, so let's get into predictions for next week's episode.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Ladies first.
Well, I think that Syleena and Nicci are going to have one more fight. One more drawn out fight before they finally grow up and they say, you know what? We don't have to be friends, but we do need to be cordial to get this business handled. I think that's probably going to happen in 2 episodes.
Okay.
So, yes, that's mine.
I think it's going to last the whole entire season. And I think that Keke's going to continue to humiliate Michael as a husband. And I really want to see Faith, in the studio singing and really kind of promote something new.
My prediction, I'm going to go a little more in detail, being that they're going to have this whole sit-down meeting about the whole E-Blast. I really hope that it's proven that Syleena did not put the email out there, and it forces Nicci to apologize for some of the things that she says, and then hopefully Syleena will then apologize, and then they could squash this mess, and so that we can move forward. What I'm also interested in is next week, Latasha reunites with the Escape members for the Jermaine Dupri 20th anniversary, and we of course all figured out that Candy Burgess from Burris. I always say that, but yeah, Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She decides that she doesn't want to be a part of it, and so I'm wondering how much will that come into play, and how much will we see about that. So I'm excited to see that.
Yes, and then also Monifah's girlfriend is planning on proposing to her.
Yes, she is.
Wow, interesting.
So I think that would be great. So let's tell everyone where you can be found on social media.
Well, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. Hit me up because I want to know what you think.
And you can find me at Larice Shamar on Twitter and Instagram, True Peoples. Also check out TruePeoplesMedia.com.
And happy birthday to you again, my man.
Yeah, I'm young, everybody.
That's a lie.
Hater. And you can find me at Bamm Ericsen on Twitter and Instagram, and you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Big Six Entertainment. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next Thursday, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for R&B Divas Season 2.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.